Hello, good evening, and good evening, Mrs. Anna. Thank you so much for having attention. My name is Casa is Ningsih Purba. Can you call me Nova? And then now I want to present about pronunciation analysis of Nadia Rista, the students of English Education Department during presentation in academic class. So the first I have a literature review. I have a 5 material. The first is the definition of pronunciation. How about it? Pronunciation is the way in which a word of language is used. This many refer to generally a verb upon sound are used in speaking certain word or language in a particular dialect or simply. The way certainly in individual pronouns words such as the daring of their childhood, cultural exports, their current location or resident, speech or voice, desert, their ethnic group, their social class or education day. And then the second is the following of pronunciation. The following of pronunciation is there are two kinds of vowel in pronunciation: segmental relate or phoneme, and suprasegmental feature. To the sounds of A, P, A, consonant, vowel, voice, voicel, single, foil, short, long, diphthong, and triphthongs are produced and exploit the characteristic of each tone, while suprasegmental relate to how others elements in communication like stress, intonation, and pitch and junction and create continued communication and meaningful literacy. Below is the segment of segmental and suprasegmental description drawn by Kelly. And the third is what is a good pronunciation? Expert. The good pronunciation about expert, according to expert, the first is according to Frankel. Expert that there are two main steps to learning how to pronounce a language. The first is receptive or least stage. In this stage, we learn to different the significant sounds and pattern by listening to the language. The second is a productive or speaking stage. And then the second is according to Harry Dove, English is spoken and pronounced in so many different ways to merely around the world, but within different English speaking country. The best way to tell if your English pronunciation is a good is whether other English speakers are really able to understand you. If you can talk with people in English and they have no trouble telling what you say, then your pronunciation is good as any reasonable person could ask you. Next, the level of pronunciation. In level 1, what the speaker is saying is not understandable to people. The speaker used the wrong sounds when producing English word or use the wrong product feature when producing English sentence. According to Hinofotis and Berlin, there is beginning level pronunciation. If the pronunciation of a speaker falls below this level, he or she will not be able to communicate without paying attention to his or her knowledge of grammar and vocabulary. In the second level is what the speaker is saying can be understandable to people, but the speaker's pronunciation is not acceptable to listening to because he or she has a stranger and heavy accent. According to Murray, say that when a speaker's pronunciation is heavily accident, it can affect the speaker understanding. In the third level is people understand the speaker and the speaker English is acceptable to listen to scroll in communicable intelligibility and it should be the aim of English pronunciation. Therefore, the important question is this: what shape acceptable pronunciation? A speaker has acceptable pronunciation when other people can understanding him or her, and the speaker English is of great value to listening to. And then the second is data analysis. Decide on the analysis of pronunciation finding. The result showed the pronunciation of students at level 2. The research found several words that did not match the pronunciation. There are some consonants that are mispronunciation. There are is T, S, Z, D, V, P, C, G at level 2. What the speaker say can be understood by someone other that the speaker pronunciation is not acceptable to listening because it has an accent that is not quite right. The speaker cannot say all things well, but they are able to meet everything. Words, disease categories are a good level. And then the conclusion is a stage based on an analysis of pronunciation problems in terms of phonetic feature made by fourth semester students in academic speaking presentation, explaining that the most pronunciation mistake, for example in academic practice of speaking are the number of pronunciation mistake in some vocabulary. What I get are several factors that affect. The first is the sample is not ready to convey the material to be explained. The second is grammar setting are not fixed first. The third is example for focus on the activity of reading text so as not to learn how to pronounce words that are in accordance with the dictionary. Uh, this must be seen as an important part of the communication carried our class activity. Pronouns that can be understood is important component of communicative competent. The pronunciation instruction help students to have a better understanding